As somebody who runs a creative social media business from their home, it's really important for me to have an office that not only enables me to focus and to be productive, but also inspires me to work harder, to be creative, and to push out of my comfort zone. And right now, my home office does none of that. And it's finally time to change it. I also create content based on business, filming, editing, and just all things social media. So I would love to use my office as a filming space as well. So I really needed to look good. The vibe of our entire house is very minimal, very bright, a lot of white wood tones, and a couple of pops of black. And I really want my office to kind of fit in that vibe and aesthetic. And of course, I did some scrolling, a lot of scrolling on Pinterest, and I found some really good inspo photos that are going to help guide me in the right direction. I do share my office space with my boyfriend, who occasionally uses it to work a little bit on his computer, but mostly it's just me in there. So my wishes and my wants are a priority at this time. So when we first moved into this house about a year ago, I decided I'm going to take the part of the room by the window because I was thinking it has more sunlight, it's going to be more pleasant to work in. And that turned out to be a big mistake because I do spend a lot of time editing on my big screen, because sometimes when the sun is like shining directly into the room, I simply cannot see what I'm doing. So I just end up closing down the blinds and then I'm working in the complete dark, which is not ideal. So I decided that I'm going to flip the whole room around and I'm going to put my boyfriend next to the window, and the other part of the room I'm going to make my perfect little office space that I can film, edit, be productive, and just feel my best in there. I started working on this office makeover yesterday when I took everything off the walls. I moved all of the stuff that we had in there in the center of the room and I covered it with some foil, and then I secured all of the outlets and the window with painter's tape. And to be honest, this is the most annoying part for me. We did paint this room right before moving in, but to be honest, we did a crappy job at it because we were in a real hurry to move and we only painted like one layer instead of two, so you could clearly see that the green underneath was showing in some places. And also there were some lines from painting that were driving me crazy every single day when I was working in here. And I thought this was going to take me just a couple of hours, but in reality it took me almost the entire day. But I did it and I'm so happy that I did, because the room looks 100 times better. You cannot see any green, any lines, and I'm just so happy I took the time and actually painted it. And today it's finally dry, so I can clean it up and it's going to be ready for me to start putting it back together. Before I can start decorating and doing all of the fun stuff, we actually need to paint two more things. And we're actually spray painting them white, so let me show you. First is this flower stand, and it actually used to be white, but it's a couple of years old and it started to get a little bit yellow. So I already kind of painted it once, like halfway, because I ran out of the white spray. And I did that a couple of months ago and I didn't get around to doing it. And now I really want this in my office, so we are painting it white. And then the other thing we're painting is this shelves. I have two of the same ones and they are a really nice like wood color that I love, and I would love to keep them in this color, but they do have a lot of scuff marks like here. I don't know if you can see that. Also this one, it's even worse, you see here. And these are actually some old shelves, but they wanted to throw them away and I just said I'm going to DIY them and use them for my office. So we just gotta clean these things up and paint them, because I feel like painting something is the easiest way to give it new life. And since the last time that I tried to do this, I ran out of paint. This time I come fully prepared. This is the same one as I used to paint this, like half the way. So I have a new one of this, and then I got another really big can of, again, just white matte color. So I just gotta put on some protective clothes to not ruin the one that I'm wearing, and let's start painting. As you can see, my office is totally empty right now. There is a nice fresh coat of paint on it, and I already moved my desk in here because it's really heavy and I needed some help from my boyfriend. And I know this side looks really nice and empty, but that's only because there is a horrible mess on the other side that you cannot see right now, but I will insert a picture so you can see what we're working with. And now this is my favorite part, and this is the part that we get to like organize, put everything back in and decorate my dream office space. So let's start with the basics. The first thing I need to do is to set up my desk, my screen, and deal with all of the cable management so it looks nice. My favorite way to store all of the cables is actually by using an organizer like this, and I will just put all of the cables in there and then guide them nicely to the outlet so you can barely see them. And also this way it's a really easy way for me to access them when I need them on my desk. And that's basically how I organize my cables under the desk. And right here I will just put my printer so you will not be able to see this cable as well. And for the cables for the printer, I'm just putting it in here. So everything that is on the ground or anything that I'm taking in and out constantly, like my phone charger, like my computer charger, I'm just going to be putting in here so I can easily take it in and out. The truth is, I keep most of my files and everything digital, but I just love having a printer if I have to print out something, if I want to be a little bit creative, or if I just want to use like a physical thing to cross off my to-do list or anything like that. And then for the extra cables, I just crunch them and put them in the organizer in the back. And this is it right now for just my basic table setup. We will decorate it and make it really nice a little bit later. Now let's install some storage. So for the storage, we're actually using the thrones, like shelves or boxes that mount to the wall. And these are actually from IKEA. I love them. I absolutely love using them. I've used them in 2 other parts of the house as well. So we have ones that we use for like shoe storage, and the other ones are actually in my old office space on the other side of this room. And they just look really nice. They're also plastic. You can have them outside. They're durable. We have them in our last apartment as well. So I'm a really big fan. They come in white and black. I decided to go for the white because they will like blend nicely with the wall. And also they're really narrow. So if you have smaller spaces like me, I just want my storage units to be narrow so they don't take up a lot of the space, and these are just perfect. I'm going to do 2 packages of these, so we're just putting them like next to one another on this wall right here. And for the height, I'm just taking the same height that I have them put on the other side of the room because I want it to be nice and like symmetrical. So let's go get some tools and install these babies. And also the job is a little bit easier because I'm just taking the height of the old cabinets and matching them to this side. So we don't have to measure anything or kind of think about what will look good, because I already know it looks good because I already have it on the other side of the room. I want it to be in the middle of the radiator and the corner of the room. So I'm just measuring this distance. satisfying part. And now to add some more storage on the top here, we are installing the shelf that we painted yesterday. And now, of course, because I don't like the way that you can see like the silver screws, I have some paint and I will just paint that over to make it white as well. We have a couple of more things to hang on the wall, and this is one of them. This is just like a bulletin board that you can like pin things into, and I really love that because I can just change it up and not have to stick anything on the wall. I think this is the position, and then I can put my weekly schedule and all of that up here. Perfect. And to attach this, we're just using command strips, and I'm putting just little pieces because these hold up really well when I want to take this off or change the location or something. I don't want it to rip my whole wall off, so I'm just putting a little bit and just stick it on like that and hold a little bit on the bottom as well. I'm just going to go ahead and add some old like photos and stickers that I have for this board. I will probably be updating this and just switching it out, but for right now I still like the ones that I have, so we're just using that. Also, if you can see that my fingers are white and my nails are like dirty from the white paint, it's because we painted yesterday with the sprays and I didn't have any gloves. There is one more thing that I want to add to the wall, and it's this like really cute like wooden boards, and then you have a lot of letters and signs and numbers and all of that fun stuff, and you can play around with it. You can write out like something cute or your name or just whatever you want. And I got this from my grandparents when we moved in. I just have not found a space to put it, and most of our house is really minimal and we don't have a lot of stuff on the wall, but I can have a little bit of fun with my office. So I decided I'm going to use this here, and we're also going to put this on with some command strips. Now it's time to add some plants. We have plants all over the house, so it's only appropriate to have one here as well. And I actually propagated this one just for this purpose, to put it in the office. And it's going to go in the flower pot that we painted yesterday. And it turned out pretty perfect. That's it. I'm just going to put it here for now. Let's style the shelves. Also, I currently do not own an office chair. I have actually been borrowing my boyfriend's from time to time, and if he is home and working, I usually just sit on this ball, or I will stand and walk on my walking path. But I really think I need a really good chair. I want it to be nice and to look nice, but I still want it to be comfortable and ergonomic so that I can spend a lot of time here behind my desk editing. So if you guys know of any recommendations, because I really have no idea what to get. Like, I haven't even really looked into it. Let me know in the comments which chair do you recommend. And this is how my office looks like after I don't know how many hours of making it over. I still have some work to do because I have to organize all of my stuff and fit it in these drawers. But this is the final look of my office and I really hope you guys like it. I love it. I already know I'm going to be changing like the styling of this from time to time, and probably whatever is on this board and also what it says up here, but I just love that I can play around with it but it still stays looking aesthetic and nice. Also this like kind of minimal but kind of not vibe makes me very calm and it makes me be able to focus more. So I'm super happy in how this turned out and I cannot wait to start working here. Really hope you like this video and subscribe if you want to see more of me and my beautiful office and all things social media. Subscribe, like this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!